I'm not judging anybody, but I don't want real men that claim to be women in the bathroom with my granddaughter.
Would you like to see contraceptives banned in America?
Yes.
You're saying that in California you can kill a newborn baby up to 4 weeks until after it's born?
Absolutely.
That's not true.
That is true.
That's not
They
true.
passed a law in the last year or two.
That is not true.
It's been a while since we've covered the good liars on this channel, so I wanted to tune in and see what wild MAGA look like in their natural environments to get a bit of the MAGA mindset this far into the Trump administration. If you can, leave us a like on the video. It helps us out a ton. We're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers, and let's hop right in.
I don't want boys in my little girl's restroom. I'm not for taking a
Are you
baby.
talking about trans people?
I'm not judging anybody, but I don't want real men that claim to be women in the bathroom with my granddaughters.
Has that happened?
Not yet.
It's been a while since we've debunked this kind of transphobia, so here's why it's really stupid. Gender-neutral bathrooms already exist. They've existed in other countries for years. They even exist in America in some states, and data shows that sexual assault is no more prevalent, no more common in these types of bathrooms, which kind of tracks logically. Is like as if I'm going to do this heinous act of sexual assault, but what stopped me this whole time is I'm the wrong gender for the women's bathroom, and now gender-neutral bathrooms make me safe to. Like, it's kind of dumb. In fact, like, sexual assaults in public bathrooms are just rare in general. And we also know that trans people are more often the victims of sexual assault than the perpetrators. And these are just the hard facts of the matter, right? And in restricting trans people's access to the bathrooms that match up with their gender, it actually increases the likelihood that they themselves will be assaulted in the bathroom. So when people say this, what they're actually, like in reality, what they're advocating for is SA against trans people. It's disgusting and it's transphobic. Don't be this person, be informed.
So you don't have a problem with gay people at all as long as they are doing it in their privacy of their own home?
Friends, like everybody says, I got friends, but
Do you consider yourself religious? Are you Christian?
Yeah. I'm.
What if they said that you shouldn't be practicing Christianity outside of your home?
I would fight that.
This is how it is typically for Christian types, especially Christian conservatives. It's freedom for me and not for thee, which is especially egregious here because religious faith is a choice and sexuality is an immutable characteristic. So if anything, gay people have demonstrably more right to like exist in public than a religious person does, or like gay people have more right to do PDA than a religious person does some public display of faith. And this is the problem that I have with religion is it's all this extra baggage that comes with it that leads to an oppressive society. Like, oh, well, I have to believe in God because that'll give me good morals. But then God also tells me to like hate gay people and that they can't get married. And like, as Christianity becomes more and more represented by the likes of J.D. Vance, more and more Christians are going to be willing to come forward and admit that they're comfortable with these kinds of views as well. It's scary.
Would you like to see contraceptives banned in America?
Again, what needs to happen is hearts and minds need to change. I think
After hearts and minds change, would you like to see contraceptives banned in America?
yes. Yeah.
4 weeks after they're born, you can kill them.
I'm sorry, I gotta take a moment here. You're saying that in California you can kill a newborn baby up to 4 weeks until after it's born?
Absolutely.
That's not true.
That is true.
That's not
They
true.
passed a law in the last year or two.
That is not true.
So let's step back real quick. This exact kind of rhetoric is why Melissa Hortman and her husband, the Democratic lawmaker in Minnesota, were killed by the deranged Trump guy. It is why she no longer has her life, which is rhetoric you regularly hear espoused by MAGA that you can directly tie back to the mouth of Trump. Trump has said this exact thing multiple times. This is a direct link of political violence from the dangerous rhetoric and the lies spewed from MAGA from elected Republicans top down by the voters all the way to the perpetrator. Meanwhile, in response to this, to somehow make themselves play the victim because none of them had anything to say about Melissa Hortman, MAGA now wants to put up the likes of like Charlie Kirk as a victim of the left's rhetoric. Meanwhile, the rhetoric that got Charlie Kirk shot was his own rhetoric towards trans people by a person with a trans partner. So when I say this is not comparable in terms of like the rhetoric and the violence from the rhetoric, this is what I mean. The lies MAGA spews and the common beliefs that they hold among their base are dangerous. And it actually leads to Democrats, people like Melissa Hortman, people who are left woke, whatever, actually leads to them being targeted and being in danger. It leads to violence and division. And if any of this is to change, it has to start with them, right? Because if I stop calling Charlie Kirk a fascist, if everyone here stopped calling Charlie Kirk a fascist a month ago, but Charlie Kirk had all the same things to say about trans people, he would still be dead right now. And then secondly, it's also kind of just insane when they go mask off here to make one point about the abortion thing. I know we've talked about it enough, but like you have to pull teeth to get them to do it. But like so many in MAGA hold the position that banning contraceptives should happen. It's just like they know politically they shouldn't say it at the moment. And it's going to have catastrophic effects if we ever do it. Just another reason to never give these people like a super majority or something where they can do something we would all go on to regret.